Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Jones. Welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This week we are planning for the week of the 30th of September using this fresh fall, I want to say July 2023 Plannerface mystery. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use Tilly to save 10%, although it is not valid on the mystery or custom scripts, but on pretty much everything else you can use the sale. I used one extender this week on the Friday, which I showed you there, and I had a quite quiet reading etc. week, so I just put 2 books in my sidebar and used the toolbox along with another 2 full boxes in my sidebar. I am using a Caress Press pale blue, light blue, sky blue, ice blue, I don't know what to call it, ice blue is probably the correct phrase, Caress Press foil bundle, and then I am using orange line underlays in the Twinkle Dot from my shop to try and bring in the 2 main colours, which are the blue and the orange of the kit. I absolutely love that this is like definitely fall themed, but it's non-traditional fall colours. Like it is and it isn't, but yeah, I love it. I think it's a great kit, particularly for this first week of going into October. It's kind of a bit transitional, though I say that the last 2 kits were probably a little bit more autumnal, but oh well. I go full on autumn next week, which is going to be lots of fun. I haven't put a highlight in the sidebar this week because there wasn't anything hugely exciting to put there. It happened. The week happened. It was not a hugely exciting week, so I just put the 2 books I read, and that meant I could use the toolbox with the Ari-like dog, or the Ari which is Anna from Plannerface's dog, in the sidebar. Anything else I have to say about the base? Not really. I really like how it came together. I don't know, that's kind of all I have to say about it. So let's get into the 2 books I read this week, which will fill up that little gappy gap I've just made on the sidebar. So the first of those is The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. I did get this in an Illuma crate box, so it is a really beautiful edition that I read. And I think I read this for having leaves on the cover, was a prompt that I was reading this for. So I gave it overall 3.5 stars. So this is about June and Levi, who are best friends at school, but time and life got in the way of their friendship. In adulthood, sorry, I'm just going to yawn for a quick second. In adulthood, they both go through horribly publicised breakups, and after a photo of them together makes news as revenge exes, they decide to fake date Levi to try and win back his ex, and June to try and save her cafe. Will they be able to pull off the fake dating, or will they lose their hearts along the way? So it's a really lovely, cosy romance. There's lots of feelings, romance, tea, scones, like what more do you want in a book? There's a good mixture of tropes, there's friends to lovers, fake dating, second chance, but it doesn't particularly feel overdone. I did see a lot of the twists and drama coming, so I've read quite a lot of small time romances, which could be why, but I think that kind of took away some of my enjoyment of it, which I think is why I only ended up with sort of 3.5 stars. And I actually enjoyed the 3rd act drama. The romance drama was short and made sense, but the other drama carried the rest of the book, and it wasn't like it all made sense, it was fine. However, the smut felt very cringe to me, and as somebody that normally enjoys smut in a book, that was my main gripe with this. There's also a lot of mention of somebody called Annie through the book who has died, and she played a huge part in the story, but we didn't spend any time with her at all, and I think it would have benefited from having some time around her and getting to know her a little bit more, rather than just getting to know her as June's dead sister and Levi's dead best friend. We needed something more to her, because she does play quite a big role in the book overall. So that's kind of why I end up at 3.5 stars. Probably could have got 4. I don't know, it was one of those borderline ones. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just on a yawning little train, and I'm not going to apologise for my bodily functions, but I am going to apologise that it interrupts the voiceover a little bit. Anyway, moving on those to the other book I read this week. This was A Snake Falls to Earth by Darcy Little Badger, and I believe this is a YA. It's a YA fiction, and I ended up giving it 3 stars. So this is about Nina, who lives in one world, probably our world is the best description of that, but she believes the old stories about animal people coming to Earth. Her and the elders in her family also seem to have lived an inhumanly length of time. Ollie is from the reflecting world. He's a cottonmouth snake. When he's thrown out of his family home to find his way on his own, Ollie and Nina's lives collide. Will they be able to save their friends and family? So I feel really, really mixed about this book. The concept and the world magic is really intriguing, but it just didn't hit home. I really enjoyed the inclusivity and the idea, but there was both way too much and not enough world building, which I know sounds ridiculous. And I know it's a YA, but it reads a bit like a middle grade, and it kind of makes sense for it being a middle grade. So in my head, I imagined it was middle grade, and it kind of works for that, but it just didn't work for me, and that's me reading, younger people's books. I also think there are just a few too many storylines, there are too many parts, there's too many moving parts, and so it didn't always flow particularly well. There's quite a lot of time jumps, particularly at the beginning, and it's just a little bit confusing. I think if the author had focused on one or two of those threads of storyline, it would have been a better book and it wouldn't have felt as disjointed and confusing. But all of that is to say, I didn't not enjoy it. I loved learning about their culture, and Nina was adorable. Ollie kind of annoyed me at times, but I think he was meant to. It was decent enough, and I'm glad I read it, but I'm kind of a bit indifferent about it on the whole. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it hugely. I wouldn't not recommend it. It was just fine. And again, I read that for a snake on the cover reading prompt. So, all in all, ended up a bit in the middle. And that's it for the 2 books I read this week. I think I can probably get into talking about the week and what happened. So yeah, why not? Let's get straight into it. So on the Monday, I designed my weekly scripts. I tend to do this on a Sunday night or a Monday. Once I've pulled my stickers for the Sunday, I just like to get it done. It's one of those things that to be fair, I quite often film my planning call with Sophie. I nearly always film a video, and so every other week I need to get the planner script done, printed, cut, ready for that call, which now is at 11:30. It used to be, we used to do it at 9, but 11:30 is a lot easier to do that for. But yeah, for 9 I was always a little bit of a rush. But anyway, then I was doing laundry on and off during the day. I actually really need to do some more laundry this week. I should probably try and sort it out today, but effort. Then it's also already later in the day than I wanted. But also I am really excited because it's not November yet. It is the 30th of October, Halloween tomorrow, when I'm recording this voiceover, right? And I'm hoping to record this voiceover and one more voiceover today, and then upload those 2 videos, and that will only leave me 1 November video that isn't prepped, which I just think is incredible, because I definitely want to take some time off over Christmas, and obviously I want to stay ahead as much as possible for when Bebby comes, so that I can still have videos up and not have a massive break, because it's going to interrupt things. That's just going to happen. But yeah, as little as possible break would be preferable. Anyway, I've gone on a massive tangent, which is why I start talking about what I did in the week so early. So after that, I did a bit of a budget check-in. It was the end of the month, so we do the budget for the next month. And actually, we did really well with our October budget. We're obviously trying to save a bit of money because mat leave pay is much better than in the States, but it's still not great. And yeah, NHS mat leave pay is also very generous, but yeah, still not great. It's not, yeah. Anyway, I then marked in that I was feeling in my feelings and decided to have some rest for the rest of the day. I just didn't feel like doing much. Then went to Rangers and we were doing a craft night. I can't remember what crafting we were doing, but yeah, I've just marked in doing crafting, and then came home and watched some Black Mirror. On to the Tuesday. I was at work on the Tuesday and I left a little bit early. Sorry. We had online teaching this day, but it was self-directed online learning. So I sat in the mess after work, after I'd finished work, to do that. And then I had an obstetrics appointment with an obstetric consultant because of the medication I'm on. And also I have, during my pregnancy, tested positive for group B strep. So I'm going to need antibiotics during labour. So I kind of got referred for those 2 things. And honestly, I felt a little bit like I was a tick box exercise. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with the appointment. But yeah, I did feel a little bit like a tick box exercise. So I've just marked that it was a bit of an awkward appointment because, yeah, me and my husband both came out of it feeling the same. So yeah, so she was a bit like, yeah, it was just, well, yeah, it was fine. Honestly, there was nothing wrong with it, and I'm not worried about it in any way, shape or form. Yeah, it just felt like she was going through a checklist and I was there to help her with the checklist rather than anything else. Anyhow, so after that I was a little bit in my feelings because, yeah, I was worrying about Bubby and stuff, and yeah. Anyway, then came home and read some of my book, The Breakup Pact, and then it was time for guides. We were doing unit meeting activities, and so we're doing lots of little bits and pieces for those. Then came home and watched some TV. I'm not sure whether which TV programme it was because I've just marked in Netflix binge, because I do like to bring the foil in where possible. On to Wednesday, marked in doing odd jobs in the morning, which is just like bits and pieces of habits, like Duolingo Headspace, or like catching up in my planner, things like that. Again, I was working on laundry all day, and then we were working on I helped my dad do some of our bathroom floor while my husband was trying to finish off the bits of plumbing. We now have a subfloor and we're working on a gradient for the wet room before we can put the actual floor in. So yeah, we were doing part of the subfloor on this day. I will be so happy when we have a floor because I think things are going to move a lot faster when we've got this gradient in, fingers crossed. Anyway, then I did some reading, then my mum came home and me and her did some organisation of our pantry, which we haven't touched since, but we did the first few shelves and it looks so much better and it's so much more organised, and I really hope we can get the rest of it done soon because it just makes me feel better. After that, did some watching of Only Murders in the Building, and I was absolutely knackered. I think this was like the first Wednesday that I hadn't taken a nap for absolutely ages, and I was like, ooh, this is weird, because yeah. Moving on to Thursday, I was at work and I was in primary care clinic in the afternoon, and I felt absolutely useless in the clinic. Like I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, and I was in a bit like ugh about it. Came home and read some of The Breakup Pact, and then went for a walk to get some steps in, and then watched some TV to finish the day. A nice chill, easy day. On to Friday, I was at work again, and I tried to get a clinic with one of the consultants in the morning, and I was like, I'm supposed to be with you this morning if that's alright, and he was like, I'd rather you found somebody else to be with. Like, he was just like, I'm already running late, it's only like 9:05 and I'm running so late, and he was just he's a bit yeah, like that, which is absolutely fine. Like, he doesn't have to have me with him, but yeah, it was just, so I've just marked clinic, lol, no. Then anyway, I was feeling really nauseous and really not myself this day and just really out of it and having lots of pregnancy symptoms. So I went home sick and took some time for some self-care. I felt a bit bad that I'd gone home sick, so I then worked on my portfolio to sort of like balance out the fact that I'd gone home sick, if that makes sense. Did some reading. I started reading the next book that I'll talk about next week, which was Paper Towns. And then we went round to our neighbour's house, who are the neighbours that unfortunately had to have a termination of a pregnancy a couple of months ago. So we told them about our baby. So we told them about Lemon. They were Lemon at this point because that's the size they were, so I've just marked in telling them about Lemon. It was a big deal telling them. We'd waited until our screening was back, which I think came back on the Wednesday or the Thursday as like the lowest risk they give out, so we were happy to tell them by then. So we went over to their house and told them, and it was really lovely. They reacted very well, I think, and I think they're definitely pleased for us, but I wanted to make sure we did it in a sensitive way because of everything that they've been going through. Anyhow, then I called my gran to tell her about Bubby as well. I have two grandparents. My gran, who is on my dad's side and has a diagnosis of dementia but is very with it still, so I rang and told her about it. My other grandparent that is still alive is got quite a lot worse dementia, and my mum sees regularly, so he's kind of known for a bit, or she keeps reminding him for a little while. But yeah, he does know as well. Then I just marked that it was a really lovely day because it was so nice to like be telling people that I love about Bubby. So yeah, I've just marked that it was an awesome day. Then we watched an episode of Black Mirror, followed by Some Only Murders in the Building. And that was my Friday. On to Saturday, I did some designing of scripts for the shop. And again, this was like when we were trying to get all of our laundry done a few weeks ago. So I was doing more laundry on this day. I filmed a plan with me and then edited a plan with me, did some reading. I read some Of Paper Towns and wrote some book reviews. I'm still quite behind on my book reviews and I really want to catch up and get like nice and caught up and done with them. But yeah, it's just not there yet. Then went for a little bit of a walk, probably just in my living room to get some more steps in, and finished off the day by watching Only Murders in the Building. On to Sunday, the last day of this plan with me. I started the day by organising stickers. This wasn't something I'd put on my list for the day, but I don't know, you know when you just get it in your head that you want to get stickers organised, and I organised loads and loads of freebies and samplers, and honestly it just elevated finding things so much for me, and I'm so glad I did it. But yeah, I just had the urge to do it, so I decided to. I keep having like little fits where I'm like, I want to organise things, so I take them as they come. Then I pulled out my December kits, probably ready to film my lineup. I was then reading a book. What? Cat Cafe? I really don't remember this. Oh, Cat Cafe is a phone game. I was like, why have I got a phone sticker? It's a phone game that I keep playing. It's a bit like Eat Venture that I was obsessed with ages ago, but with cats, so obviously I love it. So I keep playing that on and off. Some days I get like properly entwined in it and I waste quite a long time playing silly phone games, but that's fine. Again, I was working on laundry. In fact, I think I folded laundry this day, but yeah, more laundry because was my life this week, doing a lot of laundry, trying to get up to date with it. I wasn't having the best brain day this day, so I've just marked that in. And then I did some foiling, probably underlays for my December kits. Oh yeah, I did design like an extra foil bundle and stuff for my December kits, which you will have seen by now. Yes, you will have seen by now, I think. So I designed that and stuff, and so I was cutting and foiling all of that. Then I filmed my kit lineup for December and finished off the day by watching some Only Murders in the Building. The last episode comes out this week, I think, on my recording of this video, or it might actually come out. The last episode might be out. We might be able to watch that tonight, I think. Ooh, we'll see, because it's Wednesday today, so it should have come out yesterday. So we'll watch the finale of Only Murders in the Building tonight, probably. Anyway, that is it for this video. Here is my foil wiggle. I love how this came together. I think the mix of the two foils is perfect for this kit. So yeah, it is stunning. I'm really happy with how it came out. Comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!